Hello, I'm Bill. I've been wondering about a recent report on Stringy Bark Creek. There's a team of people who are claiming certain things about Stringy Bark Creek, which I happen to know a little bit about, and one of the key things that they've claimed just recently is that the police camp at Stringy Bark Creek is not where everyone thinks it is, and they also make some extraordinary claims about trees that are in a photograph taken by Charles Frederick Berman in October 1878. So what I'd like to do is just run you past a few images which we believe are digital corrections or misrepresentations. In no way was it intended for anybody to doctor, to Photoshop, anything, but the claim that they've made is that in the background of the Berman photo is a post and rail fence. Now my intention here this morning, right now, is to show you that perhaps this is the effect of digital rastering and pixilation. So I'm going to now run you through some pictures which might explain it. This is the Kennedy Tree Report team. This is Tony King, Adrian Younger, Nolene Lloyd and Jim Fogarty, who have presented a series of reports. This one here is the my printout of the Stringy Bark Creek police camp. There's the finding of the Kennedy tree, the Kennedy Tree Stringy Bark Creek report, and we've also got a picture, one page, where they make some claims about a post and rail fence. Here is the same picture as in this printout, and they have made a claim that in the background of this photo, which this is more or less a high res, they've got a fairly low resolution image which they suggest there was a post and rail fence in the background of this photo. Now first of all, I'll show you an image of the first photograph that was put in Keith McMenamin's book, which is one of the best sources of this particular photo. This appeared in his 1984 book, which was, I think, got out about 1985 in the general public. This was the same photograph, slightly altered in its sharpness, which appeared in his 2001 edition. Now of interest to us, of course, is the particular photo. It's photo number 1. They call it photo number 1, Wombat Ranges, where the troopers were shot. That's a photograph that Berman took after the killings at Stringy Bark Creek, and he sold them on the street within a month of the shootings. Now we've got, this is a relatively high res copy of the particular photo, and what we're concentrating on is this oval circle here in the background where the Kennedy Tree team claim there is a post and rail fence. What we are looking at is saplings laying on the ground on a slope which rises at least a third the way up the photo. There's a couple of trees on the post on the slope here, and we're going to concentrate on this area here. Here is an enlargement of that same grouping. Now, how they come up with a post and rail fence I wouldn't know, but I suppose when you look at the way that digital imagery can change things a little bit, I'll show you what I think is happening. You'll see a couple of darkish dots there, which is probably the remains of some saplings covered with bushes. They generally slope in that direction. Over here there is a little bit of foliage with an indication that there's another sort of line there, but there's a distinct break in the appearance of the ground layout. Now if we go to take this particular photo, which is a fairly large file, and we are going to then put it on the internet, very often, because of the need to keep file size small, a lot of photos are reduced down to small size. This is just an example. If I open up this file and were to expand that photo, we will get a high res and a low res. Now if we look very, very carefully, here, you'll see there is the appearance of these lines lining up, whereas in the other side they don't necessarily, and I'll show you why this is happening. Now I've taken, excuse me, I've taken the two shots. Here you can clearly see the dots. There seems to be a lining up. As the images are expanded, the digital pixels and the rasters of the photo seem to blend, but here we can see they're virtually horizontal, and over here they're sloping up. So something's happened during the processing of the digital imagery. Here we see the view of their, where they say that the post and rail fence is, but here you can clearly see there's none. I just make the point. Here again is another view of this is the area there. You can see there's no post and rail fence there. This particular view is a segment of a very, very large file I created, and I will show you how pixilation works. I'll open this up. Now I can zoom in. Now these are the pixels. This is the area we're talking about. These are the pixels of the actual photo in the book. You'll see the raster. And when, I'll see if this works, but when you go like, when you move this thing around, you can actually see, I'll try and do it again, you'll see there's a pattern emerging this way, and then it goes that way, and these little squares that you see are really what's creating the image that the Kennedy Tree team believe is part of that structure that they're seeing as horizontal lines in a particular direction. You can actually see what I'm saying. The lines are laying this way, now they're laying that way, so this is the effect of raster and pixilation. This is the same photograph in the 1885 book, and it's exactly the same basic image, but not quite as sharp perhaps. But there is the this is where they claim their post and rail fence is. If I try and move it around a little bit, you get slightly different pixelization, but you can see the strata, the horizontal lines here. It doesn't work quite as well as the other image, but that's the explanation why there seems to be something like post and rail fences when they're not there. Here are the two photographs side by side again. Very hard to see now, but this is the area where these lines seem to line up through pixelization, and over here they're very meagerly seen. This is the end result that the Kennedy tree group team believe is the post and rail fence. So you can see the dots there. There seems to be a lining up, when in actual fact that really is a digital reconstruction of the photo for the purposes, just for making a smaller file size. So with that, I hope that at this stage satisfies the I hope that explains why there's a digital alteration in the photo that the Kennedy tree seems to want to use, and there's no post and rail fence there. All it is interference from raster and pixelization of a digital photo. Thanks for watching.